Webmasterradio.fm proudly presents the longest-running program on affiliate marketing. Welcome to Affiliate Buzz. Our hosts, James and Arlene Martell, are here to inspire, inform, and motivate you with expert insight, interviews, and information that will increase your bottom line. Advance your affiliate marketing efforts every week on Affiliate Buzz. Now, please welcome James and Arlene.
Affiliate Buzz, where we're dedicated to sharing with you what's working today in affiliate marketing to help you make more money, take back control of your own time, and break free of the proverbial rat race. If you're joining us live here on Webmaster Radio today, it's great to have you with us. If you're joining us through a podcast on your smartphone, tablet, computer, or Wi-Fi radio, a very special welcome to you as well. Arlene's away today. She's actually reading a book on the patio, so no Arlene today. However, not to worry, because I have a very special guest joining us today, Joel Comm, internet pioneer, speaker, entrepreneur, New York Times best-selling author, and all-around cool dude who always seems, I would say, to have a smile on his face. And today we're going to talk about running an online business that pays and pays and pays, something that Joel has mastered for sure. We're going to talk about things such as making money with Google AdSense, and there would be the ka-ching button I hear in the background there. Social media strategies to kick butt, building a following, successes and some failures, audience building, a successful product launch, which Joel is in the middle of. We just yanked them away from right now. Some of his quick and dirty videos, which I'd love to talk about, the success mindset. We got a bit of a speed round, and then we're going to wrap it all up with a little dream building and talk about some trips and travel and lifestyle. Now, Joel's always someone I've had a great respect for, and I love following him online because he does such a great job at marketing his products and services, and even more so his personal brand. I had a quick look at some of the stats on Joel in the social media area. Currently, he's has 80,000 followers on Twitter, 37,000 likes on Facebook, and 27,000 followers on Google+. Joel earns his income, I can see, from a variety of sources, everything from AdSense to affiliate programs, his own products, consulting, and from the books he has written, which include The AdSense Code, Click Here to Order, Ka-ching, which you had just heard a moment ago, Twitter Power, and So What Do You Do? Joel also charges $10,000 for a 6-hour deep dive consulting session. So with all of his experience, as you can imagine, I've got lots of questions for Joel today. So put your seatbelt on and get ready. We're going to hear from one of the best in the business. Now, Joel, thank you so much for joining me today on The Buzz.
Well, it is my pleasure, and I'm trying to figure out how we're going to fit all of that into 1 hour. We need a content compactor, like a trash compactor, but a content compactor.
There you go.
Okay. I'm with you.
You betcha. Now, and I agree. That's a lot to cover, and it's going to be fun. I know we go way back. I think I ran across, I was trying to think about when the first time I stumbled across some of your work, and it's got to be 10 years ago. I know I ran into you at a conference a number of years ago when you'd launched the Ka-ching button, and of course Ka-ching, the book, which I have on my desk, I must say, signed by yourself, which is always appreciated. So I don't really recall, but it's been a while. So, but let's do this before we really dig in and talk about business and what's working for you today in the online marketing space. Why don't you take at least 2 to 3 minutes and tell us about you personally, Joel Comm, the guy, not your business, but rather you, your history, your background, and we really want to know about you.
Well, I am a Caucasian male, 5'10", size 10 shoe, about 195 pounds. Oh, was that too specific? I just turned 50, James. I'm an old guy now.
Wow.
I've officially reached that hill that they say the downside is on, and I'm actually looking forward to this next part of life more than I think any other part I've had, because I learned stuff from from my experience, and now I'm enjoying life a lot more. But I grew up in Illinois and went to the University of Illinois, graduated from there, and immediately departed the state. My family's all there, but I'm the one that got away. Moved to Dallas, Texas, where I was a DJ. I took my experience in college as a radio DJ and became a nightclub DJ, which subsequently led to my first real entrepreneurial venture as a mobile DJ. Did that for a number of years. I did pool parties and weddings and bar mitzvahs, several hundred of them. Was totally entrepreneurial, did the club thing for a while, got married, settled down, had a couple puppies or kids as they may be, who are now young adults, full grown, and fantastic kids. Some of probably my two greatest accomplishments in my life, no matter what I do in business, those two will always be my greatest trophies, as you might say. And lived in Texas for about a dozen years, moved to Oklahoma, lived in central Oklahoma for 8, and packed up the truck and moved to Beverly, if Beverly is known as Northern Colorado, in 2007. And been here ever since. I live in Denver now, and I find myself surprisingly single and starting a new part of my life here. I took a sabbatical for a few years to kind of figure some things out and get healthy in a number of areas and take care of myself. And now I'm just enjoying and reemerging from my man cave and discovering, reconnecting with old friends and making a lot of new friends, doing a lot of traveling, going to a lot of events, whether I'm speaking or just attending, and exploring opportunities, figuring out where do I bring the most value moving forward. And we've been at this a long time. I had my first website in 1995, so I'm almost going on my 20th year in this business, and that just blows me away how time flies.
You mentioned to me that you had just turned 50, and that's on the downward slide, as you would say, and I would think in your case you're just getting warmed up. How many entrepreneurial stories have we heard that things finally really came together? Not saying that they haven't for you already, but really came together in the early 50s. So I'm 53 now, so I'm a little bit older than you. I think I got probably as much gray hair as you do. I see your photos on Facebook a lot. So we definitely are showing our age, some a little more than
I'm
others.
going for 50 shades of gray in my hair, so I'm working on it. I think I'm up to 23 now.
You mentioned your first website back in 1995. When did you see your first real success online, and what was that success?
It would have been in 1996. We got the website going, and I was approached by actually, there's a great story here because I just about ran out of money. My partner, whose friend, kind of gave us the original angel investment of about $25,000 to get things going. My partner decided to go work for the evil empire, Microsoft, and he pretty much left me holding a business that wasn't making any money. And in early 2006, my checkbook said something like $1.87. There was just almost nothing left, and I really felt like I was supposed to do this, and I did what a man of faith would do. I fell on my knees, and it was like, why isn't this working? And I kind of, I shouted out a prayer, and I said, God, if you don't drop money out of the sky really fast, I have to go back to selling encyclopedias and DJing or doing something because I got, kids to feed, and this isn't working. And within a week, James, out of the blue, I get an email from a gentleman in Washington State who I never heard of, representing a Japanese multimedia conglomerate that I never heard of. If you'll imagine, like a Time Warner in Japan, the name of the company was Takaraja Misha. Took me a while to learn to say that, and now it just flows off the tongue like honey. And they wanted to license the content I had created on my website, worldvillage.com. And I was thinking as he was talking to me, okay, this might be worth a few $100. But I knew enough to keep my mouth shut. And before I knew what hit me, he said they wanted to offer me $5,000 a month to license my content. Well, this is 1996, and that was all the money I needed to turn things around at that time. And so I had one of the first licensing deals online in 1996, and that was when things started turning around. I realized, okay, I can make money online.
That's incredible. And if you think back to those eras, so 1995, at most, you'd have been dealing with what, a 14.4 modem, dial-up connection.
I think we were to 28.8 by then. I think we were cooking. Yeah.
Getting up there. So what exactly? So tell us about this first website.
Oh, it's called worldvillage.com. I still own the domain, and I kind of let it go by the wayside for a number of years because, especially the last 10, I've been distracted. But I still own the domain. It's 19 years I've had this domain. One owner. It's like selling a used car. A little old lady drove it 100,000 miles. Always changed the oil. And it was all content. It was initially software reviews of games and CD-ROMs and the like for families, because I was very family focused, and because I had young kids, and I thought there needs to be a site that has reviews from a parent's perspective. And then we started adding games to it, web games, because there wasn't anything else. And in 1997, my webmaster pointed me to a site called SpringerSpan.com. It was short for Springer Spaniel. The creator loved Springer Spaniels, and he had developed the foundations for one of the first multiplayer game sites using Java. And he had a few of his friends kicking the tires on hearts and spades and chess and checkers. And I wrote this guy. I said, I've got some web-based games. I like what you're doing. What would you think about us partnering up, what we now call a joint venture? And we changed the name, and you keep developing it, and I market it. And so we did. We called it ClassicGames.com. And in 1997, we had thousands of people that were registered. At our peak, we had something like 500 or 600 people actually playing at one time. And I went to some of the various search engines and suggested that maybe they purchase it. None of them were interested, but one day a little company by the name of Yahoo solicited us and said they were interested in partnering. A long story short, this was my first 7-figure deal. Ended up selling ClassicGames.com to Yahoo, and it became the foundation of what is now known today as Yahoo Games.
That is amazing. It must have been fun opening your email in those days, by the sounds of it. You've got God on your side, number one. Sends you the guys from Japan. Next thing you know, Yahoo's on the hook. What would you say would be your those are some great success stories. What would be your biggest failure back in those days? Do you have anything, or was everything rosy? Gosh.
Well, in the dot-com boom days before the bubble burst, everything was rosy. I think most of us experienced failure when the bubble burst and the affiliate revenue dried up. I remember launching one of the first coupon sites back in 1999, dealofdate.com, and that was when drugstore.com and pets.com and staples.com were all handing us $10 bounties for every new customer, we sent their way. I remember drugstore.com offering a $10 bounty for new customers, and then they told us you can give customers $10 off their first purchase of $10 or more. So I gave away, I think, 3,000 or so of those coupons and got a check from Drugstore for like $30,000, with that, just by sending it to my list. And those were the good old days. But when the bubble burst, those bounties dried up, and I laid off everybody, including myself, from about 2001 through early 2004. And it wasn't until Google came out with AdSense for publishers that things turned around for me.
That's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I had next on the list here. Google AdSense, because I remember when the AdSense code came out, when you wrote that book. I remember AdSense. I remember on our own sites placing that code and instantly going from zero AdSense revenue to something like $2,000 a day. And again, the good old days of AdSense. It was funny, and it's even to this day. I talk to so many affiliate managers, and they treat Google AdSense like it's some poor second cousin to affiliate marketing. And in reality, even today, Google AdSense is like a rich old uncle to so many affiliates or publishers online. So you of course wrote the book, the AdSense Code, and you were there when it began, as you just said. So give us some of that era and your perspective back then.
Well, I was looking for any and all ways to monetize my site, and I remember before AdSense there was a site, about.com offered a very rudimentary contextual service called Sprinks. And I tried monetizing my site with Sprinks. I tried with affiliate banners and ClickBank, and they were okay, but it wasn't until I put AdSense on my site I started making a little bit of money, but not a lot. And I remember sitting at a conference, a mastermind group, in April of 2004, so just over 10 years ago. And the guy next to me had his laptop open, and his AdSense report was looking me in the face, $100, $200, $300 a day. And I was like, really? And he said, yep. So I began, while sitting in that conference room, whoever was speaking, I don't even know, because I began testing AdSense block, page placement, colors, right, which sizes. And in that conference room that day, my revenue went from $20 a day to $80. And then the next day it was over $100. And I started sharing with the other people in the mastermind what I was doing, and they started messing around with it. Over the next few months, I got my passive income over $500 a day average. There was days that I was hitting 1,000 and wasn't getting a ton of traffic. But it was monetizing well, and I cracked the code on it. And several of my friends, one of them being Chris Perillo, I turned him onto it, and he said, you should write a book about this. And I didn't really give much thought to it, but I was like, okay. So I wrote an ebook, What Google Never Told You About Making Money with AdSense, and it was about 66 pages. I put a $77 price on it, and I put it out there. Paul Myers, one of the early internet marketers, picked it up, promoted it to his list, and it started selling like crazy. And when Paul shared it, all these other affiliate marketers started wanting to promote it. And before you know it, I had an instant bestseller. Second edition came out just a few months later, twice the size, a lot more content, $97. And the rest is history. The traditional book, The AdSense Code, came from that. It hit the New York Times business bestseller list. And I became the go-to guy. My book became the definitive guide to making money with AdSense. And I was teaching people how to do it right years before Google was even posting tutorials. And it's funny because the scheme that I found worked best is eventually what they started promoting on their site. And the sixth edition of my best-selling ebook is due to come out next month, completely revised and updated for 10 years later. And Google is now bringing in over $50 billion in ad revenue a year. Back when I wrote the book, it was about 8. So AdSense is still a legitimate, fantastic way to make money as long as you're not gaming the system. You're creating a site that has real content and real value, and you're driving real traffic.
And of course, people will be able to get a copy of that book next month, as you said, on your website, I would presume, joelcomm.com.
Yeah, the actual site for the book is AdSense-secrets.com and has been for 10 years.
Tell us about some of your other books. I know you've written Twitter Power. You seem to have a real knack for taking on some of these topics very early on and then just hitting a real home run with them. What was the next book in the series?
The second book I did, well, actually the third book, AdSense Code actually wasn't the first. The first was called Internet Family Fun, The Parent's Guide to Safe Surfing, a little-known book that I did in 1997 with an author from Oregon by the name of Bonnie Bruno. It's funny because I'm looking at my shelf right now. I see the book there, and the artwork for the book was done by a teenager that I knew from his family from church. He was, I think, 16 years old at the time. He went on to become the founder of Gowalla. I don't know if you remember the iPhone app Gowalla. It was a Foursquare competitor, and Facebook ended up purchasing Gowalla. Josh went to work with Facebook for a time. Anyhow, so my third book was Click Here to Order, Stories of the World's Most Successful Internet Marketing Entrepreneurs. And that's really the biography of the early internet marketers, such as, Marlon Sanders and John Reese and Perry Marshall and Mike Filsame and Armin Moore. And that was really a history book and still is. It just goes through 2008. And that was followed up by Twitter Power and then Twitter Power 2.0. And I found out recently Twitter Power is the best-selling book on the subject of Twitter in the world. I didn't know that it sold twice as many as the next most popular book, and so it's been translated into about a half a dozen other languages that I don't understand, but they tell me it's my book with my name on it, so I'm trusting them. And then Ka-Ching, which you mentioned earlier, came out in 2010. And that illustrated the different ways that we make money online, especially with the content that we can create. So I shared with how to create a content site and monetize it with AdSense, how to make information products, membership sites, how to do affiliate programs, create coaching and mentoring programs based on your knowledge and skills and expertise. And of course, I created the little Ka-Ching button.
Absolutely. And I actually had one. And I broke it, unfortunately, because I was planning on having it here today to be able to hit it, but it doesn't work anymore. So I will need to get a new one. And I must say, it is the Ka-Ching book is a great book. And when I got reading through it originally, and I saw the number of members that you had in your membership site, I've got to tell you, my jaw dropped. And the ideas and the way you basically wander through the various things that people can do, it's a great book. So I highly recommend it.
Thank you. Well, it's still very relevant. I mean, the methods for making money online, how we do some of the things now with social has changed a bit, but affiliate programs, content, information products, membership programs, and consulting coaching are all still strong.
Joel, I can see we're up against the break. When we return, a few things. I want to talk about your social media success. I want to talk about audience building, and I'm going to ask, if I could, about the app you had launched that the New York Times quoted Dumb and Dumber 2.0 and David Duchovny, of course, of X-Files fame. Demi Moore and George Clooney have used and mentioned, and the resulting lawsuit. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. So listeners, don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, Buzz listeners, you rely on your website to promote your business, and while you're busy doing what you love, you need a site that can keep up. GoDaddy web hosting is built from the ground up for lightning speed, reliability, and rock-solid performance. It includes over 150 free apps like WordPress and Drupal to manage and build your site. And of course, you know I'm a huge WordPress fan. And with 99% uptime and industry-leading load times, you'll never have to worry if your site is up and running. Visit GoDaddy.com and enter code BUZZ12 to get web hosting for $1 a month plus a free domain. Some limitations do apply, so see the website for details.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
While some affiliate networks can give you offers, Affiliate Offers Network gives you offers that pay big. Why do affiliates work with Affiliate Offers Network? How about because they work with powerhouse CPAs like Affiliate.com? How about that affiliates get paid every Monday to kick off their work week? Plus, learn how their green bucket system can turn your email, display ad, social, video, or mobile impression into profitable income. Get connected today with Affiliate Offers Network. Call 312-560-0175 or visit affiliateoffersnetwork.com.
Building better search engine rankings takes the right formula. Tracking those rankings is super simple. All you need is authoritylabs.com. Authority Labs uses automated daily rank tracking tools to monitor your site's performance or leverage their API to build your own tools. No matter what animal-labeled algorithms affect your ranking, you should be using Authority Labs. Unlimited users for no additional cost and white labeling can help keep your clients updated and save countless hours of creating reports. Whether you're running sites with just a few or millions of keywords, what you need is authoritylabs.com.
When you started your business, you first listened to your professors. Now that your business is growing and gaining ground, you only seek out professionals. PPC Professionals, an industry leader for highly optimized search marketing campaigns with over 30 years of combined management experience. Our professional approach to every campaign helps you find every avenue of revenue so that you can not only stay ahead of your competitors, but get a return on your investment and increase your bottom line. PPC Professionals, personal, professional, PPC services. PPCprofessionals.com.
Before you painstakingly create another label or drag yourself to the post office, set a course to ShipStation, your key to e-commerce shipping nirvana. Save time by easily importing orders from wherever you sell, like Amazon, eBay, and over 40 others. Save money with discounted USPS rates and a free USPS account. Automate manual tasks through bulk label and invoice printing, custom shipping rules, and much more. WebmasterRadio.fm listeners get an additional 30 days free after the free 30-day trial. Go to ShipStation.com/WebmasterRadio now. Shipping Nirvana starts here.
WebmasterRadio.fm presents Search Kingdom, We explore the world of search marketing, give in-depth analysis inside the important industry headlines, and interview with the most important industry thought leaders. Search Kingdom, on demand inside the Search Engine Optimization channel, only on webmasterradio.fm.
Time now to hear some more affiliate buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away today, but I do have Joel Comm, internet pioneer, speaker, entrepreneur, and New York Times best-selling author with us today, and we're talking about running an online business that pays and pays and pays. And I must say, I grabbed that little tagline from your book, Ka-Ching, because that's exactly what you're talking about today, and that's what you talk about in the book. Now, I was listening.
You said Ka-Ching. I have to play. You know, if every time you say Ka-Ching, the button gets pressed. It's just it's part of my MO.
That's good. That's good. So if I had one in front of me, I'd be hitting it too. So there you go.
I could hear you hitting it with your mind, and that's good enough for me.
You've had an amazing, diverse path over the years online. You've done so many different things that it blows my mind. I'm thinking back to an interview I heard with you and Matt Frary in his interview on Smarter Chaos, staying ahead of the game in 2014, where you talked about a little app that you'd created. And I've done some research on it since, and I found that it did incredibly well. And everybody from George Clooney to David Duchovny, Demi Moore, and all kinds of celebrities and media outlets, including New York Times, CNN, picked up on it, and it did real well. And it's not on a topic that you would generally think to be popular, but obviously that's not true. So tell us about the idea for the app, explain how the app works, and take us through the whole story.
You don't even want to say the name, do you, James?
I'm going to leave that to you.
You're leaving it all to me. Well, that's fine.
No, but I'm going to say I think it's kind of funny you don't have a button for this one, because it would be a good one too.
Yeah, well, there are competitors that manufacture them, and I have thought about licensing it, but I'm moving on to the next thing, so it's all time. When Apple announced that they were making the software development kit available so that you can create apps and was going to open the App Store in 2008, my team and I, we knew we had to develop apps. In fact, not the app I'm going to talk about, but another one was one of the first 1,000 apps in the App Store. And moderately successful, but not like what was to come. We created a novelty application that you can say was explosive. You might say that it made a bit of a stink. And by the puns that are now flowing, you might have guessed that I'm responsible for the now world infamous iFart mobile application. Not complete without a demonstration. And it really was explosive. It went to number one in the App Store 12 days after it came out. We did some really clever marketing with it and promotions and got all kinds of crazy coverage. Headlines literally around the world, especially when it hit number one. And to date, it has net me over $500,000, and all from gas. Who knew?
Who knew for sure? And then tell us about the lawsuit, and especially the way it wrapped up. I thought that was absolutely brilliant and hilarious.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in telling stories. I think stories engage with people, and when the best publicity is a story that is so good that others want to retell it. And there was a competitor app called Pull My Finger, and they weren't happy. They got released the same day as we did in the App Store, along with two other apps that I can't remember, but they were also fart apps. And they got all the way up to number 2, and we took off so quickly that not only did we get to number 1, but we knocked them completely off the top 100. And they blamed me for using unscrupulous marketing techniques. Well, what did they mean by that? Well, for example, I use the phrase "pull my finger" in our press releases. Well, pull my finger is not a trademark term. There was nothing about it, and it's a commonly held phrase related to flatulence. Your uncle and your dad used to say, pull my finger, and we actually included that term in the app. That, of course, is not the reason they got knocked off. That was just what they blamed. I know how we got to the top, and it really had nothing to do with using that phrase. But they were upset, and they blamed us and sent me a letter threatening us if we didn't send them $50,000. Well, I looked at that and I said, that's nuts. And I got my attorney on the phone. I said, how do we make some hay out of this? He says, well, we file with the state of Colorado, because they were in Florida, for a, I can't remember what the legal term is, some sort of dismissal, basically, that a federal judge would tell them to go away. And rather than just file this against them, I thought, why don't I do a press release on it and see if we can make some hay, because, all press is good press. And sure enough, the story got picked up about this epic battle between iFart and Pull My Finger, and it was all over TechCrunch. And Jon Stewart's Daily Show got wind of it. Gotta watch for the puns. They just they have great hang time. And they did a segment. They came out and interviewed me, and they went to Florida and interviewed the other guy. And the true story is, by the time the interviews were done, we had already settled. We scared them with our filing, and they basically backed off. And we made an app together called Clear the Air. And we got tons of coverage. And like I say, I got to be on the Daily Show with it. And, what's really amazing is if you are on Jon Stewart's Daily Show, you have to prepare to be skewered. There are no sacred cows, and if you're going to go on, you're going to talk about an iFart app, they're going to get you. Well, the amazing thing is they made me look good, they made the other guy look bad, and now I like to say I farted and came out smelling like a rose.
Oh, what a great story! What a great story. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about social media and your success with that.
That's enough about gas. Let's get
enough hot air on that.
You joined fun. That's great.
Good story though. Great story. So let's talk about your social media success. Of course, I'm sure. You had some of that going back in those days. I think that was around 2009 with the iFart app. There, I said it.
Yep. Yeah, 2008 was iFart. 2009, I think, was the first edition of Twitter Power, and then Twitter Power 2.0 was 2010. And when Wiley came to me and asked if I wanted to write this book, I had like 5,000 followers, and people thought that was so many. And so Twitter Power, How to Dominate Your Market One Tweet at a Time, was the initial book. And we actually came up with an interesting way to promote the book that actually ended up doing something really good. Rather than do a regular book launch like I had in the past, I wanted to do the launch with an event. And that event would be to demonstrate the power of social media, using Twitter, using, at that time, Ustream, to benefit a worthy cause. And we picked waterislife.com. They provide clean water solutions for third world countries. And I did the world's first live tweetathon, a 12-hour tweetathon featuring a bunch of celebrities that joined us, including Will Wheaton from Star Trek, David H. Lawrence from the show Heroes, Robert Scoble, MC Hammer. Tons of celebrities joined us, and this was before there were Google Hangouts and before there was split screen technology, and we figured out how, using Camtasia and 3 cameras, to do split screen interviews with my guests. And the whole point was to show the power of social media and raise money. We had $25,000 in funds pledged during this time, and we showed what Twitter Power was really all about. And if you go to tweetathon2009.com, I believe all the videos are still up there. We had Tony Hsieh from Zappos on there, and it was just a lot of fun. I like to come up with new creative ways to get the message out there, and this was just another way to do something a little different.
So you've done so much with social media. I see some that have great Twitter followers or great Facebook followers, or they're doing incredibly well on Google Plus. Rarely do you see somebody that manages to pull it off in all areas. So talk about, if you would, your mindset and some of the strategies, the way of thinking that you manage social media.
Well, to me, it's just about being authentic, and it's about engaging with your audience. It's about creating content, whether it's through the thoughts I write that are my own, or somebody else's that I'm sharing, through the content and links that I share, through my own content that I publish and then post links to, how I engage with others. I'm very organic. What you see is what you get with me. And, I'm the same guy on stage that I am sitting, over a meal with you. It's just, it's so much easier and relaxing for me to just be who I am and not try to put on any kind of airs than it is to, try and be this presence. There's people, they're posers. They put on their suit and tie and they literally pose and look like I'm the expert. And, that's just not who I am now. And, there was a time when I did my reality show in 2007 that I did the suit and tie, and there was this presence, and you could say it was a little bit posing. But I don't know. I find that the less I talk about business, the more people engage. And since life is really about relationships and the value that we bring to each other through those relationships, why not just relate? Just be who you are. And it's worked for me. It's people, especially on Facebook, there's just a lot of engagement, and I enjoy it, and I do it when I want to do it. I don't have any kind of social media schedule. I find that there's way more value in living my life the way I want to and not being mastered by social media than the other way around. Because people, they get crazy. They think they have to be on all these sites and posting all the time, and it's maddening. You can't keep up with all of it, and I choose not to.
I know listeners would be, probably getting a lot of inspiration out of what you're talking about here and the way that you've gone and handled yourself online through so many different directions and little success stories and big success stories and failures and a lot of diversity in the products and services, the books and everything that you're doing. And I also know that you also just, as we said at the top of the show, we basically pulled you away from a product launch. I had a chance to watch one of your videos last night that you'd quickly put together. Talk about hand-drawn whiteboard mega bundle and go back to the beginnings of that, how it started, and bring us current.
Okay, and what I'm going to actually do is I'm turning the volume on my computer on. So if you hear a ka-ching while we're talking, that means a sale just came through. This is going to be that was totally organic. I did not set that up. So
there you go.
I'm going to leave that on. You'll be able to follow along on this launch. So I'm a big believer in joint ventures, that there's products and services that make a lot of sense for me and my audience, but I'm not always the guy to develop them. And that's been a lot of my career, is I work with smart people doing cool things, and I find a way to bring those cool things to market. And so one of my old friends, his name is Scott Hamlin, and Scott used to work for Getty Images. He's a very talented artist, and he and I were observing the success of whiteboard video software, right? Like VideoMaker FX and Easy Sketch Pro, and how people can create some really cool sales videos by doing these whiteboarding techniques. And we thought, there needs to be better quality graphics than what they're offering. We can enter into that market that's already proven to be very successful and create ancillary graphics that will up the ante for what's already out there. And so we launched a product called Hand-Drawn Whiteboard Mega Bundle, which is essentially 20 modules of some killer hand-drawn custom graphics that really snazz up people's custom whiteboard videos. And it launched, about 2 days ago from now, almost 48 hours, and it went to number one, there we go, on JVZoo. And it's been this ongoing. I mean, the sales just keep coming in nonstop, and the affiliates who are promoting it are seeing great conversions. I don't know what the conversions are today, but the lead offer, which is $17, was converting at 16%. And then the upsell of our leading affiliate, he was converting the upsell offer at 56%. And then the monthly continuity was converting at 31%. So it's just people are they're loving what they're seeing there, and it's been a lot of fun because every time you do a launch and the sales are happening all day, and the feedback from the customers is like, wow, this is great. And even watching the video we created, my partner Scott did some things in the whiteboard video we created that are superior and it more advanced and evolved than what Video Maker FX and Easy Sketch Pro can do. And they're asking, how do you do that? So we're already thinking a couple products ahead to showing people how to take their whiteboard videos to that next level.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see, and I'm definitely going to need to pick up a copy of that. I do have one of those software programs you just mentioned, and you must admit that, and then probably one of the kernels of the idea that you guys came up with is a lot of these whiteboard videos are starting to look the same because everybody's using the same graphics.
Right.
So what you guys have done is you've created a whole new series of graphics for these videos that will allow people to get a lot more creative with them.
Yeah, and really, if you just go to powergeek.com, you can go and watch the video and see all the graphics that we're talking about. And we've packed so much value in there, James. I mean, it is a huge set of new graphics for $17, and that's why we're seeing such great conversions. I think the people who aren't buying don't have Video Maker FX or Easy Sketch Pro. Of course, they can also be used in PowerPoint and Camtasia and anything that you use to create videos.
Speaking of videos, let's switch over real quick. We got about a minute here before the break and talk about what I like to call quick and dirty videos. There's a lot of people that are scared to use their cameras to create these really short, interesting videos, and the one you created yesterday where you're just talking about the launch of the product, it was just over 2 minutes long. You actually turned on the cha-ching button there as well. People could hear the sales coming in, and it was literally you holding your smartphone, taking a bit of a selfie and then showing some things, and then it was over. Very interesting though, very powerful. Talk about how you use those.
Oh, I just, it's very organic. It's like I do anything else in social media. And I found myself out walking. I do walk every day. I try to get an hour or so in. It's the way I move my body so I don't sit in my chair like every day and just get glued to it. And one day I was thinking about something that I wanted to share with my followers, and I just pulled out the camera and I said, hey, you're taking a walk with me, and I just had this thought. And I shared this thought, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and people were responding to it. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do more walking with Joel videos. So when I'm out for my walk, if I've got a thought that I want to share, I'm just going to turn the camera on 1 minute to 3 minutes tops while I'm out doing my walk, upload them to video, put them on the playlist that's called Walking with Joel, and they're just quick, easy, quick and dirty, as you say, thoughts for the day that are, they don't take a lot of time. They get right to the heart of the matter, and it's authentic, right? This is me here and now. This is what I want to say to you. It's so simple. When people ask me about it, I think, what's the question again? Because it's just being in the moment and sharing whatever your thoughts are and using whatever medium you have. So if I'm out walking, well, I'm not gonna be Facebooking while I'm walking. I can't do that, but I can shoot a video. If I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm gonna post something. If I'm out at a restaurant, I take a picture of food, I might word swag it and post that. It's what can I do in this moment to communicate the experience and thoughts I'm having right now to those who I wish to engage with.
Brilliant.
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It is.
It's brilliant. I mean, the simplicity. What they say, taking something that's seemingly extremely complicated, and making it very simple is the definition of brilliance. And I'll say that was brilliant.
Well, in that case, I accept that compliment, James. Coming from you, it's brilliant.
I can see we are up against the break. When we return, we'll jump into a real quick speed round, and then we'll wrap it up with a little dream building and talk about some trips and travel and the lifestyle a successful online marketer can enjoy. We'll cover all that and more right after the break.
More affiliate buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
Guys, are you suffering from FD, fulfillment dysfunction? Let MoldingBox.com's online portal system for inventory, tracking, and returns perform for you. We have the enormous tools you need for complete warehousing, shipping, and handling of all your packages, no matter the size or shape, directly to your customers. MoldingBox.com can also fulfill all your nourishing, nutraceutical, and smooth skincare product desires, including green coffee and Garcinia on demand. Plus, let our in-house printing and CD, DVD manufacturing help you enlarge and maximize your coaching and business opportunity potential. We do everything. Fulfillment, shipping, tracking, inside and out, and all in one place. MoldingBox.com. It's shipping made sexy.
Oh yeah, my day is done. Time for happy hour.
You're already done for the day?
Yeah, because I use CertifiedKnowledge.org. Their PPC tools literally save me hours every day.
How do you keep on top of all of Google's new features?
Easy. With Certified Knowledge, their interactive learning modules keep me up to date. And if there's something I don't know, I can watch their video lessons without having to hunt around the Google help files.
Great. I'm ready to expand my knowledge.
Hi, I'm Brett Geddes. I'm the only leader officially supported by Google to teach the advanced track of the AdWords Seminars for Success. I personally recommend CertifiedKnowledge.org as your one-stop shop for all your PPC needs.
Learn, optimize, connect. Be smart. Go to CertifiedKnowledge.org now.
Johnson, what's this Mantis I keep hearing about? Do we need to call an exterminator?
No, sir. Moby Mantis is our new SMS marketing tool.
SM what?
SMS, text messaging. Moby Mantis lets us communicate directly with our customers in real time. We can send promos, coupons. It even lets our customers market for us by sharing offers with their friends online. It's been great for business.
Sounds expensive.
Actually, I signed us up for an extended free trial. It hasn't cost us a dime.
Good work, Johnson. I guess the only thing we'll be exterminating is the competition.
To get your free extended trial of Moby Mantis, text radio to 21691. That's radio to 21691 for Moby Mantis.
Hey, this is Danny Sullivan to talk to you about Bruce Clay Incorporated. They've made Inc. Magazine's list of growing private businesses and have exhibited and sponsored at my conferences since the very beginning. You've seen their search engine relationship chart, or you've read their SEO code of ethics, so you know they're SEO experts. But did you know they can help you with PPC, web analytics, web design, marketing strategy, promotion, and branding? Yep, get everything you need for success in the online marketplace. You can check it out from the professionals at Bruce Clay Incorporated. For over 10 years with offices worldwide, they've got the answers you need. Check them out today at bruceclay.com.
You are dedicated and devoted to a life of developing new ideas and innovations, willing to take calculated career risks, achieving independent wealth and success. Then you are ready to experience the entrepreneur effect. On demand anytime, inside the Internet Marketing Channel, only on webmasterradio.fm.
Time now to hear some more affiliate buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away today, but I do have Joel Comm, internet pioneer, speaker, entrepreneur, and New York Times best-selling author with us today, and we're talking about running an online business that pays and pays and pays. Now, real quick, Joel, speed round, 10 questions.
Okay, fire away. I'm ready.
Windows or Mac?
Both.
I don't know,
yep,
Windows or Mac?
Always have. Always
really?
have, in fact. Yep, I my first computer was a TRS-80. Then I worked at a video store that launched the Apple IIe. I've had PCs. I work on a PC and I game on a PC during the day, but I use a MacBook on the road. I have an iPhone, an iPad, and I've got a studio Mac Pro computer to edit my podcast and videos. So I think that there's a best of both worlds.
What are your top 3 favorite internet marketing conferences?
New Media Expo, Traffic and Conversion, and NAMS.
Favorite success quote?
You get everything you want in life when you help enough other people get what they want. Zig Ziglar.
Dog or cat person?
Dog person, but I own a cat because my son wants a cat, and I wish I can get a dog, but I can't because I travel too much, and that would just be unfair.
Oh, and I can tell you're not a cat person because nobody owns a cat.
You're right. But I do like posting pictures of cats and bacon, and if you can get cats and bacon in the same photo, it's a huge social media win. You get bonus points.
Dream car, favorite car?
I'm not a huge car person, but I actually do lease my first fun car. I've had sedans and SUVs before, and I drive a cobalt blue Ford Mustang right now, 2012, and its name is Spirit, and I like it.
What was, and we kind of touched upon this earlier, but again, what was the speed of your dial-up modem when you got started?
300.
Whoa.
300 watts. Yeah, 1980 I was dialing in.
Whoa.
So technically, James, that means I've been online for 34 years.
That's amazing. I was graduated in 1980 from high school. I didn't even know anything like that existed.
A TRS-80, my friend, with 4K of RAM was my first computer, and there was no hard drive or floppy drive. It was a cassette player that you used to load and save your data.
Wow.
Yeah.
Top 3 things a new affiliate marketer should be doing today.
Going to conferences, because relationship is everything, and you want to network with people. I'm assuming you're talking about selling other people's products.
Yes.
So building a list, either from your own content site or using some other method of creating a list, and then presenting quality content to your readers that is then peppered with offers which you think that will benefit them, so they will buy.
Favorite business book?
It's not a business book. It's a relationship book called Boundaries by Cloud and Townsend. And if you learn good boundaries in your life, that means better boundaries in all relationships, including business.
What's a tool you use every day that you would hate to have to live without?
My iPhone.
Last time you were on an airplane, and where were you going?
Where did I just get back from? Orlando. I went to speak at Guerrilla Business School in Orlando, and I got to spend the afternoon and evening with Lou Mongello of WDWRadio.com, a popular Disney podcast. And that was actually the highlight of the trip, was getting to hang with Lou at the Magic Kingdom and learn the ins and outs of, some of the things that you don't know about the Walt Disney World.
Oh, wow. That's a hot topic for me, which kind of leads us into last segment of the show, where we'd like to talk about the lifestyle. And you, of course, have traveled far and wide in the business. And some people who are listening they haven't even been on an airplane, or maybe they haven't ever been on an airplane for business, and they listen to us, and they listen to guys like yourself, and who are always somewhere else and always enjoying travel. So talk a little bit about what you enjoy most about having a successful online business, as far as trips, travel, and the dream.
Freedom. It's all about freedom and the lifestyle of doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, where I want to do it, with whomever I want to be with. It's the freedom of knowing that, I don't have to get up in the morning if I don't want to. I don't have to go to a job. The only commitments are the ones that I make, and I show up for those. For example, when you asked me to be on your show, well, this is on my calendar now, right? Or if I'm doing a consultation, it's on my calendar. But even that, I get to decide what it is I'm going to do. And I'm so spoiled by it because I've been doing it for so long, and you really can begin to take it for granted. So when you ask me about it, it makes me grateful all over again that I pretty much live my life on my terms. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family and my friends, and for the ability to travel and speak and teach and learn and relate and enjoy meals and a glass of wine with a friend. It's just, I love the whole lifestyle.
What's something that you've been able to do that's been extremely fun that you can credit back to the successes you've had?
Probably the travel. Right, to be able to go to say to hear somebody say from Australia, "Hey Joel, mate." Well, okay, I won't try to do the Australian accent. Would you come speak? And to be able to hop a plane and fly business class to Sydney and see the city and meet the fantastic people there and get on stage. And that's what I enjoy doing most, is speaking. Small audiences, large audiences, I don't care. The one that still makes me go, what just happened, was when I got to speak at the London O2 at a conference in front of 6,000 people, this arena. And it was so incredible. What a feeling to know that here's an opportunity to impact all these people right here, right now on this stage. I love it.
And this will be the last question before we get you to wrap it up for us. So what's the most rewarding thing you've been able to do for someone else because of the success you've had online?
One of my favorite things to do is to connect others, and it's something that I do on a regular basis. I look at the network that has been built over the years and the relationships. Because I've done so many different things, James, I dance in a lot of different arenas, right? So I know the people in the affiliate marketing circle. I know the social media people. I know the personal development people. I know the mobile marketing people. There's all, the internet marketing realm. Some people stay in one area and they just know those people, but with all the different events I go to, I have the opportunity to connect all kinds of people. And that's so rewarding. When I can have a huge impact on somebody's life just by making a phone call or an email introduction, those are the moments that I go, I really love my life.
Joel, share your contact information where people can learn more about your products, your services, and follow you.
I'm the only Joel Comm, which is to the benefit of the rest of the world, because one of me is plenty. So joelcomm.com is my blog. On any of the social sites, I'm at Joel Comm, and so follow me, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, wherever you like. Come to my blog, go to the contact form, write me. I read everything that comes my way, and I'd love to hear from people.
Joel, thank you so much for inspiring us today with your personal story and the generosity in sharing your thoughts and ideas. Thank you so much. And to our listeners, thanks for listening to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz.
Rock on.
This has been a presentation of WebmasterRadio.fm, the world's largest business-to-business radio and podcast network. We welcome you to sample past episodes of this program, as well as our complete library of programs, on demand or on the air via our 24/7 live audio stream at www.webmasterradio.fm. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of WebmasterRadio.fm's management or sponsors. Any rebroadcast or redistribution without authorized consent of WebmasterRadio.fm is prohibited.